Welcome back to Second Sight. My name is Kaz. Last time we did isolation. It's time to move on. As before, we'll be playing on challenging difficulty. There we go. Preparation.
Excuse me, I'm Vattic, Dr. John Vattic.
Finally. Colonel Joshua Stark, U.S. Marines.
Good to meet you, Colonel.
This way, Dr. Vattic.
Thanks, call me John. So, what's all this about? Look, I'm glad to be of help, but one day's notice is barely enough time for me
We're
to get
out of time, Dr. Vattic. Can you handle a sidearm?
They said my role was strictly advisory.
Then advise yourself to get some weapons training. My squad doesn't nursemaid tourists.
I'm in a squad now?
We'll explain it all at the briefing. 1800 hours. Be there.
It hurts a little, doesn't it?
Okay, military training. I wasn't expecting this. I guess I should find someone who knows what's going on.
Okay, Dr. Vattic. The Colonel thinks you could do with some physical training before you're given a firearm. I'm Catelli, comms expert. Follow me and we'll see what kind of shape you're in.
Anytime John gets a powerful memory or flashback, we get to participate. Relive his experiences, as it were. This stage serves as an extended tutorial for the action that will take place in the game.
Okay then, let's just cover some basics. Firstly, some simple climbing. Watch me and follow over these walls. Just walk into and over. It's that easy.
They start a little slow. Although, I don't want to see John scolded, so I'll play along.
Good work. Keep it up, Vattic. Excellent. You may be a pen pusher, but it looks like you keep yourself in good shape.
John seems to be no stranger to climbing.
Next area. Jackson will continue your training.
I wonder who builds all this stuff.
Vattic, get yourself over here.
Do they cobble things together? Do they have people who specialize in the design of climbing riggings?
Get around this problem. Okay, let's see that upper body strength. Make your way along the edge.
Pressing the triangle button will change the camera from follow or chase mode to boom camera mode. It can be useful to get a different perspective on things.
Over here, Dr. Vattic. Right, Jackson's the name. Let's get to work. You've proved you can climb walls, but what about using cover? Lean against the wall of this block.
I promise the game isn't actually about cover.
Now, move along the wall. Try leaning out and peeking around the corner.
Not exactly, although it does do a serviceable job of
And push into the corner. You should move around onto the
using
next wall.
it.
Practice this technique by making your way completely around the block.
A little bit of an upward angle on the push is all it takes to walk around blocks.
Crouch whilst against the wall to use the cover. You'll move
Did he say
slowly
whilst?
like this. Right. Hide and seek. Get to the other side of the end block and try to sneak back past me to the tunnel entrance.
Did you say whilst? Guess I shouldn't mind it.
Ready or not? Remember, I got a weapon. Perhaps I'll shoot you if I see you.
There we go. This is a perfect example of using the camera as well. It's not always what you want in one or the other, but you can usually find between the two of them an acceptable view of things. A little bit of patience is required as well. Tex is being polite, I think.
Not bad. Of course, I knew where you were, but felt like it was time to let you move on.
Unfortunately, we don't have any advanced stealth techniques. Dr. Vattic is somewhat a stranger to walking around in camouflage or hiding in a box.
Try to get all the way to the compound gates without being spotted. Take your time. Learn to watch people's behavior and find a way through.
I wonder how they convinced all these Marines to stand around waiting. What were those orders like? Oh yeah, just stand on top of this until some Canadian doctor walks by. Oop,
Gotcha!
there was hardly any time there.
Come on, you can do better than that.
Well, it is a tutorial, so we can't really fail. It's just annoying.
Try to get all the way to the compound gates without being spotted. Take your time. Learn to watch people's behavior and find a way through.
I guess it's a good thing John isn't claustrophobic. At least, he doesn't remember being claustrophobic. That Marine is in a different location than before. Lucky us, I guess. You can imagine, and John can too, that the barracks are actually staffed at this hour, or at least for the purpose of this exercise. A little crouch walk is no trouble at all. In many situations, stealth is all that's
There's hope
required.
for you yet. Go see JC at the rifle range to continue your training.
Rifle range.
All right. I hear you're finally ready for your pistol training. Come on, this way. First of all, I want to show you how to aim your weapons. Take this pistol and aim it at the indicated target in front of you.
I'll let JC do most of the explaining.
That's good. Now, move your aim to the next indicated target.
It's a rather good tutorial.
Aim to the next indicated target. All right, so that's how you lock onto and cycle your aiming between individual targets. Next, we'll look at fine-tuning your aiming. Okay, lock on to indicated target as before. Good. Now, gently adjust your aim until you're pointing at the head region on the target. Excellent! That's it! Now you know how to aim a firearm. Of course, knowing how to aim is pointless without knowing how to fire. Luckily, firing is the easy part. Just keep your aim steady, and I squeeze the trigger. Here, take this ammo and fire it all into the range. Practice everything I just showed you. We'll continue on once your gun's empty.
Not much to it, really. The game has auto-aim, which can be a blessing and a curse. Trying to aim left or right of center is a little difficult. They must be using paintballs.
There you go. Feels good, huh? Alright, now it's time to put all this to the test. Take these bullets and see how many of these targets you can hit. You'll get bonus points for head impacts. You're going to need 250 points before I'll let you proceed with your training. Get into position and wait for my signal to start. Go!
What JC did not explain was precisely how they score everything, but one shot got us 34 points, so this shouldn't be all that difficult.
Good aim! Bueno!
There, we've almost made it, just on one clip. In a lot of cases, you can hold your aiming adjustment while you switch between targets.
Yeah!
As it turns out, everyone's head is about at the same level.
Sure, good!
We've nearly doubled the required score. JC also didn't tell us precisely how many targets we'd be shooting at. There we are. More than double.
Great shot! You did it. That showed a lot of promise. Maybe the colonel was right about you after all. We'll continue your training in the next room, so follow me through.
I honestly don't know how it would be possible to fail if you were at all paying attention.
Okay, here's what to do. There will be a number of hostiles taking up strategic positions in this room. You'll need to use cover if you want to beat them. Crouch behind a barrier and stealth against it, like Dex showed you before. Good. Now try leaning out with your gun raised to acquire a target.
This skill is very important.
Or even up over the barrier. Different targets will be easier to hit from different shooting positions. Okay, now we're ready to start. Each hostile will take 3 hits from your training weapon before they give up. The lights on the barrier will indicate how many hits each has taken. You'll fail and have to try again if you sustain too many hits, so be careful. All right, get into position and wait for my signal. 3, 2, 1, go!
What do you know? There are 3 lights. Leaning out has more to do with correctly moving around behind the barrier and acquiring targets, and less to do with actually aiming once you've leaned out. Choose your positions wisely and you can remain in relative safety from other targets while you take some out. In this exercise, head and body shots don't make a difference, so
Not bad! I hope you can perform like that in a combat situation too. All right, let's move on to the next phase of your training. Come on, follow me.
after introducing us to the obstacle course before, they've now populated it with Marines.
Okay, Vattic, make your way to the compound gate. This time, you'll need to shoot your way through. You don't have to run and gun, though. Remember your stealth training. It might be better to choose your shots carefully and keep the situation under control. Don't worry about being shot. These test darts sting a bit, but they're harmless. If you're taking too many hits, I'll call you back. Just remember, the real enemy don't fire blanks, and neither do we. Take this seriously, and you'll do okay.
In an obstacle course with a gun, and with real Marines. waiting to shoot you. It's an unusual day for John, and it's probably why it sticks out in his memory enough for us to be able to join him here. It's positively crawling with them. I don't like our odds of remaining stealthy in this particular segment, so it's time to get busy.
Ow! Good shot.
Again, I'm reasonably certain the Marines have been instructed to take it easy on us.
I'm out.
Of course, no excuse to dawdle. This should be a simple up and over like before. But wait a minute. I thought I saw a man up there. Where was he? Where did you go? Oh, I saw him again. There you are. The good part about this segment is being able to take it at your own pace without constant interruptions with explanation and exposition. Of course, the downside is that it's crawling with Marines. It's a good thing John isn't claustrophobic. At least, he doesn't remember being claustrophobic.
Ow! Good shot.
Oh, unwanted attention. Those darts do sting. You can see John's health lowering a little. You can also see the paintball splatters, so there's something about the darts that shatters into paint. Perhaps the stinging agent also is a coloring agent. Sweet revenge. I remember when you caught me.
You got me.
Yes. Who caught whom now? A little peek doesn't reveal anyone. Let's presume that there's still Marines inside the barracks. Oh, what was that? Oh, he was hiding.
Ouch! Good shot.
Shame on you.
Well done, Vattic. Looks like you learned something. Franklin wants to see you back at the firing range. Don't keep her waiting.
Well, he's being polite. We didn't do very well. Then again, John has never been trained and is not a Marine. He's a psychologist. Yet another squad mate.
Hello, Dr. Vattic. I'm Franklin. I'm here to show you how to handle a sniper rifle. Come this way. Here previously, so you already know what to expect. It's pretty much the same as before, except for one main difference. This time around, you'll be practicing your long-distance skills. So take this sniper rifle and get yourself into position. You'll need 250 points to satisfy me, and as before, bonus points will be awarded for headshots. All right, get ready.
So, we simply get right down to it. The sniper rifle has a shorter clip, but much longer range. You can use either the zoomed view, the scope view, or the regular view to aim your shots. For the longer targets, it's better to use the scope.
Deadly.
Especially as with moving targets, you have to adjust slightly from the auto aim in order to be able to do well. Of course, unlike with the other gun training, it's not very difficult. We've already passed the mark.
Great!
The rapid zoom can sometimes be distracting, so in some cases you'll want to squeeze the trigger before zooming all the way in.
Yeah!
Like with aiming, the amount that you're zoomed in is also automatic. So it's important to keep in mind that you can't get lost in the scope. Almost got all 4 of them.
Nice shot. Nice work. I'm impressed.
There's one of the places that it would have been better to not use the scope.
It's time we headed to the briefing room for the lowdown on our mission. Come with me.
And with that, we're fully trained.
Has expressed some concern that his research could be a threat in the wrong hands. We've managed to verify his identity as Victor Grienko, seen here, studying in St. Petersburg, where after boasting he would revolutionize psychology, he was kicked out for unethical practices. 9 years later, he found a happy home with the Germans, running experiments into psychic phenomena at a POW camp on the Belo-Russian border. In 1944, the Red Army liberated the camp and claimed that Grienko was killed in the assault. However, rumors soon surfaced of a research project initiated by Stalin in western Siberia, which ties in nicely with his recent appearances at the U.S. hydrocar pipeline being built outside Tyumen Oblast. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like you to go and find out what Professor Grienko has been researching for the past 50 years, and why he's so desperate to be granted political asylum. Colonel.
Thank you, sir. The Pentagon has given us permission for a small team insertion. The Winter Ice Squad will drop here in Tyumen Oblast, just 30 clicks from the hydrocar pipeline. From there, we will track down Grienko and his research. Any questions?
Yeah. Are you crazy?
No, Dr. Vattic. Any other questions?
How did the U.S. approve anything so politically risky?
That's classified.
Well, then how did you confirm psychic research?
Also classified.
Then why do you want me here?
We don't.
Our advisor tells us we may need your expertise on the ground.
Okay, well, my expertise says that it's a fraud. I debunk psychics, I don't confirm them.
Perhaps you never met a real one.
Meet Jane Wilde, Dr. Vattic.
I know who she is. She's a mystic. She's a fake. She's your advisor?
Hello, John. Good to see you again.
Every time I publish, your special advisor attacks my work for being straitjacketed by the scientific method.
Doesn't the scientific method call for weighing evidence before drawing a conclusion?
Exactly.
Then how do you know Grienko is a fraud?
Why? I'm not going to Siberia.
A pity.
You've already
No
been?
one else can save us.